Final Fantasy VII is and always will be a beloved classic by most, and the remake is finally here, and I'm going to review it. I'll be reviewing the game in sections based off story, gameplay, soundtrack, etc. Without further ado, let's get into it.
My hero.
Final Fantasy VII Remake starts off with the iconic bombing mission. You take control of Cloud Strife, a mercenary hired by Avalanche to stick it to the assholes known as Shinra. Final Fantasy VII Remake only covers the Midgar section of the original game and does a damn good job if I'm being honest. The fact that they stretched 5 hours of gameplay from the original into 30 plus hours is insane. The character development was great too. You really start to feel invested in these characters as the game progresses. Even characters that didn't have major roles have great dialogue and depth. There were many moments in the story where I found myself laughing, surprised, and even one scene that had me tear up. It's that good. Cloud being the hard ass he is, over time you start to see his soft side, and the moments where he shows it are wonderful. The interactions Cloud has with Aerith, Tifa, Barrett, and even a lot of the side characters were excellent. It took me about roughly 40 hours to complete, and I actually took my time with this game, which is not something I usually do. I usually rush through games, but this game I took my time, I played a little bit each night, and enjoyed every minute of it. The story does a really good job staying close to the original, with a few twists that I won't get into because this isn't a spoiler review. But just brace yourself that although it is similar to the original game, there are a few differences. But more or less, it's an excellent story. I was hooked. Like I said, the dialogue, the depth, everything was great.
You. It's nothing personal, bitch!
The combat in Final Fantasy VII Remake is fucking excellent. Replacing traditional Final Fantasy VII turn-based combat with real-time, fast-paced battles that actually worked really well. The combat is similar to FF15 and yet has elements of FF7. You still have your ATB gauge, your limit breaks, spells, summons, and everything else that made FF7 a classic. And for all of you who want to stay true to the original, they have a classic mode option that lets your party attack on their own, while in the meantime you're in charge of managing their commands. So it's kind of cool they gave that nod for people who want kind of a nostalgic experience. You can also freely switch between party members, and everyone's fighting style was really fun to play with. Cloud, he's got his Buster Sword, so it's the typical Kingdom Hearts hack and slash type combat. And then you got Barrett that literally has a gun for an arm, so you switch to him and you take down flying enemies and stuff. And then you have Aerith, who is a fucking spellcasting god. She was my healer, and then she has her spells. And then you have Tifa, which is just a damn badass kickboxing machine. So everyone has their own unique playstyle, and it was really cool. They did a really good job developing that, and everything worked. And also staying true to the original Final Fantasy, they kept the materia system, and the materia system is almost identical to the original. You collect certain materias throughout the game, and they have different abilities. Like you have your elemental materias, which give you your fire, thunder spells, stop, all that kind of stuff. And then you have other materia like EXP boost, you have the guild boost, deadly dodge, just little things like that. So the materials are still there, and that system works. And then the way they did the upgrading your weapon system, that was phenomenal. Like it was so well done, it was clean, it was smooth, it wasn't all complicated. So yeah, the upgrading weapon system was great, the materia system was great. Just the combat in general, they did a great job developing that, and I think it's also great for first-time Final Fantasy players. It's not too complicated. In the beginning they tell you the basics, but there are some things you have to learn as you go, but I kind of prefer that because when I play a game, I don't want my hand held. I kind of like to just go in it and learn on my own, you know? But pretty much by the end of the story, I still wasn't bored of the combat or tired of slashing enemies into oblivion with Cloud's big ass buster sword. So, gameplay, combat, A+.
I'm coming for you.
If that's what you want. Thank you.
Holy shit. The music score to this game was incredible. Probably one of the best soundtracks I've heard in a while. They did such an amazing job in utilizing the music as well. Just the way they used it to set up scenes, create suspense. Every track matched the mood of the setting, just the emotion. In certain scenes, you could feel the emotion just with the backtrack playing, and it was just... They did a really good job composing that. They even have a jukebox feature where you collect discs throughout the game, and you can listen to the tracks whenever there's a jukebox around. You can just pop them babies in and jam out. So pretty much Square did Final Fantasy VII Remake justice with its soundtrack. All in all, Final Fantasy VII Remake is a solid game, and they did a fantastic job retelling the story of the game we all know and love. My 40-hour experience was filled with laughs, feels, and excitement, and I would definitely play again. I would recommend to any Final Fantasy fan. I guarantee it'll be an enjoyable experience. And just so you know, if you're getting the game in hopes that it's going to be the whole original game, it's just the Midgar section, which in the original was about 5 hours of the original game, and they stretched that into 40 hours. And it wasn't rushed, it actually feels good. It doesn't feel rushed because they added character development, dialogue, additional scenes, side quests, fillers, just so much that just brings it together and expanded on the story we know and love. So there you guys have it. That's my review. I'll be posting my live stream playthrough reaction soon. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.